Everybody's here.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the CRA meeting as of April 9th. We will begin tonight's meeting with an invocation by Board Member Mark George, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. If you please rise.
Heavenly Father, as we come before you humbly tonight, we ask that you guide our actions for the good of all men, to work through us to improve the quality of life in our CRA district and throughout the city. We ask this in your precious Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have roll call, please?
Here. Here.
He's going to be late.
Here.
Here.
Yes.
Here. Thank you. Agenda approval. Any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
So the motion is unanimous. Informational items and disclosures by board members of the CRA staff. We'll start with Board Member George.
Okay. I first off want to welcome the new members to our board, and once again, congratulations. I look forward to working with you. I put a little informational item at each of your places to give you a little background on myself, because I missed the orientation. I've been in property management in the county for 12 years, and I currently am the property manager for Neighborhood Renaissance. And I look forward to working with you, but I wanted to make everybody brought up to speed. Mr. Buchanan and I were appointed after 27 people had applied. We went through a 19-month vetting process, and they did everything but go through our trash. They saved that for others. But Mr. Buchanan was just reappointed, and his term is a 2-year term, and my term is a 4-year term, and I do look forward to working with everybody. I do have a few announcements. I did attend the Sister Cities art display at the Boynton Beach Mall, where the art from students Boynton Beach and from Chofu, China, were on display. I had the pleasure of attending the CRA movie, Argo. And I will not say my favorite line from the movie, but it was quite enjoyable, and all I can say is John Goodman and I think alike. I also attended Sunday in the Park, and if you weren't there, folks, you missed a good one. Ron Bavona did a great job of Sinatra music and also Tony Bennett music. It was exceptional, and nice crowd, the biggest crowd we've had for Sunday in the Park. And it's a great success. We have these events, more movies and more events, and you'll hear more from Kathy later. I want to, I'm going to skip an event that I think the board member Buchanan is going to talk about coming up on Saturday, April 20th. All I will say is mark your calendars and be there. He'll give you more detail. April 26th, Hands Around Boynton. We'll be having a vigil for the people that have suffered and been affected by violent crimes. That vigil will be on Ocean and Seacrest from, I believe, 6 to 7:30 that evening. And then the next day, Hands Around Boynton will have an event at the amphitheater on the 27th from 8 to noon. Also that day, Fire and Rescue has their wonderful fishing tournament and chili cook-off event, and it's hot. I'll say that about the chili. Another event that's coming up is in May 16th, is the Taste of Boynton. And so that is chaired every year by our wonderful board member, Mr. Buchanan. And I encourage everybody to come out to Indian Springs Country Club that evening for a great taste of about 16 to 17 restaurants from our city that will be participating. It is a great event. I also want to acknowledge, and if you The Marlins home opener had one of Boynton Beach's own singing the national anthem, and that was Colleen Brenner. And Colleen has done this for the Marlins many times, but she did the first Marlins home game of their franchise, and then they had her again most recently for the home opener. It'd be nice if she sang for a winning team. And let's see what else. That is it. That's all I have.
Board Member Fitzpatrick?
I'm still new at this, so I have a question about the contact conflict. What are you supposed to bring up about that?
Pardon, I missed that.
Board Member Fitzpatrick, if you, or for any of the other new board members, if you met with anybody that has an item before the board, you're supposed to disclose that at this time.
What's relationships mean? Like if you know somebody?
Yeah,
or?
if you're related to, have financial relationship with anybody that is coming before the board for any item.
But if it's not financial, it's just, all right, this is the whole relationship. My son went from 5th grade to 12th grade with somebody who, a fellow student whose mom is the sister of the person who owns a scuba dive shop.
Well, that item isn't coming before us.
Well, it has harbor amendment or a harbor marine master plan redevelopment project.
Well, there's no action on that tonight. We're bringing a lot of these items before you tonight since we have a lot of new board members, and so we're trying to get you up to speed in this setting so you can see what's happened and what's going to happen on some of these projects. They're not action items. Tonight there's only 4 action items. So most of these are just status of what's happened and happening.
Okay.
So you don't have to disclose that one.
Well, too late. But
that's a pretty long...
pretty nebulous, right?
Yeah.
So I'm done.
Board Member Hay?
In addition to some of the things that Board Member Kara George mentioned, let me just add a couple items. I attended the P2P giving away of car seats on this past Saturday. They gave away over 80 car seats for kids. All you had to do was show up with the kid and qualify, and you got a very quality car seat for your car. They had more requests than seats, so they're going to order extra car seats. That was a very successful program. Also on Sunday afternoon, I was honored to attend the Temple Bet Kodesh and their recognition of Holocaust of the 6 million Jews. I even had an opportunity to participate on that program. Very, very sacred moment. In addition to that, I'm wearing a blue band here on my wrist for an organization that are handing these out and trying to bring awareness to a bruised kid. Their slogan on here said, "There's no excuse for child abuse," and so I'm just wearing that in recognition because that is an area in which we have too many kids that are abused by parents, by relatives, of whomever. So that is on the table, and the spotlight is now on that, and I want to be a part of that. That's it. Thank you.
Board Member Merker?
Nothing at this time.
Board Member Buchanan?
A couple of quick things. First, I'd like to elaborate a little bit on the question about the conflicts, contacts, and relationships. I actually was one that pushed to get that on the agenda, and you should always have mentioned contacts anyway, but it's just for the sake of transparency. There was a time when there were some projects before this board that were being pushed by certain board members, and the feeling amongst the people was, whether true or not, was only being done because of personal and political relationships with a lobbyist for one of the companies. And so in order for there to be transparency, that was why I pushed that. So if you know somebody, and for instance tonight, I'm going to point out the fact that my vet, Dr. Rob Martin, sitting right there in the audience. I know him well, and he comes before the board tonight, but I have no financial connection with anything, and that would not affect my decision. But this, just so people know. And the only other things I want to say is Taste of Boynton. Besides the 16, 17, it might be 18 restaurants this year, there's also a big wine tasting presented by the wine cellar. So it'll probably be, 30-some wines to taste. And the other thing is the Red Hot Blues Cruise, downtown Boynton Beach, April 20th, Saturday, April 20th, free event. The Red Hots for hot peppers. By the way, there'll be a hot pepper eating contest, and we're looking for contestants at 7 o'clock that evening. There'll be great blues presented all day by top clubs like B.B. King's, The Backyard, Boston's on the Beach, and Two Georges. And then the cruise part refers not to a boat. It refers to a car cruise. We're having a car show. And the trophies for that will be presented at 4:30 in the afternoon. And the Children's Museum will be having events for kids. So come out, come hungry, come ready to enter that hot pepper contest, and enjoy all the cars and the great music. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a few things. First of all, on our agenda tonight, we do have an item on, concerning 222 North Federal Highway, the old Bank of America place. I did meet with the owner of that property on about 3 different occasions during my campaign, encourage him that I wanted that developed. So I just want to know I have met with the owner of that property. I wanted to remind the board that tomorrow is a chamber lunch at Indian Springs. If anybody wants to attend that, I encourage you to attend and be involved with the chamber. Also, last night, I had the opportunity to meet with the homeowners of Marina Village, and I see a couple of their officers here this evening. We had a very good discussion. They basically were interested in what's going on in the downtown, and I hope we gave them some good information. So I'm glad to see you here this evening. Thank you. Also, I did attend the Sister Cities Artists and Authors Award Ceremony in the mall on Friday. I believe it was Friday, and I was just so impressed with it's all for elementary and high school students to present their artistic ability and their authorship. And we had both the Boynton Beach students plus from our sister city in China presented. And it was, when you get my age, you start thinking about what's the world going to be like. And I tell you, I was so impressed with the thoughts and the ideas that these young kids have that'll take away a lot of your apprehension, because they were just fantastic. We have some great minds coming up behind us. I did attend also Sunday in the Park with the man who sang. My wife and I were able to spend a couple hours listening to old Frank Sinatra songs. It was great, really entertaining. And so I encourage you to go out and participate. I counted at least up to 70 people in attendance, so it was a really nice turnout, and people love it, and it's free. They can't beat that. A couple of little items on public safety, because I know that's our concern. In our city, we want to make sure everybody's safe. So I just wanted to mention that there was an individual that tried to rob one of our banks this week, a TD Bank. He was apprehended by our police department and is currently in the custody of the FBI. So that was a complete failure. I also want to read you quickly a quick letter from a person in Leisureville. And the letter was sent to me as gratitude and praise for your city police response, Saturday, March 30th. Yesterday, Saturday, a woman knocked on doors along our U3 condo complex in Palm Beach, Leisureville. She claimed to represent Comcast and was sent to count the number of TVs in-house and identify Comcast equipment remaining to be removed. One family noted her irregular behavior and called 911 as soon as she left. The woman then knocked and was allowed into another condo and was told the bedroom had no TV, but she rushed in anyway, went outside to look at the outside unit, and hastily left. She got into her car and attempted to exit the parking lot when her exit was blocked by the entrance of 2 police cars. She was stopped, found to have jewelry identified by the owners of the second place visited, found to have all kinds of discrepancies in the registration of her car, and was detained. Our Leisureville residents are impressed with the rapidity of police response and impressed with the handling of the case. We hope our grateful words will reach them. So I wanted to pass that on. Our police force is out there on the job, so I think that's important. The last thing I have is I want to encourage all the board members. The Palm Beach League of Cities is holding an elected officials workshop on April 24th. Be some really great topics on that, and it'd be great. I plan to attend, and I would encourage you to attend. I will bring it up again at the City Commission meeting before that date. That's all I have at this time. Okay, we'll go to announcements and awards.
Good evening. Kathy Biscuiti, Special Events Director. On April 19th, we continue the Ocean Avenue Concert Series. It's held at the Ocean Avenue Amphitheater from 7 to 9, and we'll have Orange Sunshine, who will be doing all the hits of the 60s and 70s. So they've been playing almost every weekend at the Seminole Hard Rock. So they're a very popular band, and we're lucky to have them for this concert, which will be the night before the Red Hot Blues Cruise. So I think they all go together. Classic cars and oldies seems to work. So anyway, that is the April 19th, 7 to 9, Ocean Avenue Amphitheater. There'll be food truck, and Little House will be there with food and drinks for purchase. Bring your folding chairs or blankets. Then moving on in May, we have our last movie of the season, Skyfall, with Daniel Craig. That starts at 8 p.m. now that we're on daylight savings time. So we'll also have food truck and Little House there with food and beverages. We have beer and wine as well. Bring your folding chairs, blankets, and the area sets up so beautifully for these movies. Everybody has a great time. It's very, very nice. Then the next 2 days after the movie is our Sunday in the Park, the first Sunday of the month, which is the 5th, May 5th. And we will have Spencer Allen Patrick, who was the winner of the open mic night at the Arts District. He will be with a trio. He has a drummer and he has an amazing violin player that play with him. So that's contemporary folk music from 12 to 3 at Sunday in the Park. That's Ocean Avenue Park at 100 Northeast 4th Street, and that'll be Sunday, May 5th. Everyone brings their chairs or blankets and camps out for the 3 hours. It's really lovely, lovely afternoon. Any questions, anyone?
Questions on board? Yes.
Yeah.
Board
I
Member
just
Chair
want
George?
to make everybody aware that the May 3rd movie is the last movie of the season.
Yes.
And also that Sunday in the Park is the last Sunday of the season, Sunday in the Park of the season. And I want to commend Kathy on an excellent job this year. The movies were great. The entertainment for the concerts and everything was spectacular. And once again, you just did a super job.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Anybody wish to move anything off the consent agenda?
Chair,
Yes.
I'd like to pull consent item A, and I also want to pull, and that's for a minor change, a minor correction. I want to also pull information item C, information item D.
D, like in dog.
Yeah, C as in cat and D as in dog.
Anybody else? Anyone else? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of items A and C?
So moved.
Is there a second? Have a motion second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Show the motion unanimous. Item A. Board Member Chair George.
Yes, item A, the minutes on page 2 where it talks about the forum and the thank yous, it has Bradley Miller and then it has Brad Miller. The second one needs to be changed from Brad to Brian Miller. And that's the only change that I have on that. Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Show the motion is unanimous. Go to informational items. Item C, update on phone calls, CR Businesses, CRA web phone/phone app.
On this, I just want to say a great job. I know Heather's no longer with us, But I want to commend the staff on this. The response and the involvement of the business community has been tremendous in their response to this, and it is something that is easy for a business owner to do. It's easy for the consumer. It's another added plus in our CRA. And so with that, motion to accept, because it's informational only.
We don't need a motion.
Okay,
no.
great.
Okay, item D, 2012 annual report.
Yeah, item D, I want to, if you haven't had a chance to look at it, and this is also for the public, you all have a copy at your seat, and I want to commend Vivian. When I got it in the mail and I got the note that went with it, I almost started to cry because I had a sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment, and a sense that we're on the right track. And I was very happy about that, and it was a touching note, whether you meant it to be that way or not. It's a great report. It is available to the public. Pick one up. It is very informative. It is very straightforward. It's written in a manner that if you can't understand it, I wonder how far you got in education. But I just wanted to commend the staff on that. It's a team effort, and that report shows the team effort. And in case people didn't know, we have one of the best CRA staffs, not only in the state, but in the country. And I say that having worked and knowing many CRA staffs throughout our county, as well as Broward and Dade, as well as some of the ones that I met up at FRA. But I also come from Western Pennsylvania, and I'm very familiar with what they've done in different markets there in Eastern Ohio. And I would tell you this staff is exceptional, and we should be very proud of the staff, and nobody's allowed to leave. Heather's the last one out the door, so everybody else, you're on for life. So with that, I just wanted to make those comments about the report. And the public, the report is available to you. All you got to do is ask.
Thank you.
It's also available online on our website.
Yeah. Just to add to that, the information that you have on page, I guess that's page 2, the financial information, is really the only information that's required by law. But just to echo what Board Member Carajoy said, this particular CRA staff went over and beyond the call of duty to give us this beautiful report here. Not just because my picture's in it, but really it is an excellent program, and you should really take the time to read it. And we do have good information to stick our chests out.
Thank you. We'll now move on to public hearing. Anybody in the public wish to address the board on any item may do so at this time. We ask you to come forward to the podium and give your name and address for the record. Good evening.
Mayor, do you want these to be timed?
Yes, if you would, please.
3 minutes?
Yes.
Thank you.
You may go ahead. You may go ahead. Were you
No,
up there?
that's,
Oh, I thought you were getting up to
Teresa
talk.
was getting ready for
Okay.
something else.
Please come forward. She got up. I thought she wanted to talk.
My name is James Lynch. I live in 610 Horizons East, apartment 311. I seen this on my internet today. Very surprised. I met you at our village when you were running.
Yes.
That's Mr. Patrick. I was running. I found it hard pressed that you didn't tell us a thing about all these new high-rise buildings that were going to go up in our district. I'm sure that you just didn't find out about these things. And once again, this time of the year, when everybody on the condo association is heading home, you guys bring up this stuff. And as I read down the list a little further, I see once again how generous you are with your tax-exempt statuses, like you were of the 4 empty buildings that are sitting there for the last 10 years, with your 50% tax break, with your rental breaks that you're giving to these people, while every single year since I've been here in the last 12 years, you have raised every fee in water, sewer, and taxes on us. I just want to know why we can't know about any of this stuff till the last minute. Every city is saying they don't want 5- and 6-story tenements. You're putting 12-story beamed buildings up here. You're spending $600,000 and you're bragging about this little thing that you spent $700,000 on that can fit 12 people in. Naturally, they're not losing no money. They're getting it for a year for rent-free. But once again, we don't get nothing out of this. Why doesn't this board be honest, or this city be honest with us Tell the people, don't write a little piece in the paper, that's bull. Give us a break. Tell us what's going on here. Not the last minute that we read it on the internet and that we find out what's going on. Why do we always have to see big buildings going up? I want a restaurant across the street. I've been looking at empty lots across the street for the last 10 years. You said you built, I watched you saying it. You built these 5 buildings. There's not a restaurant in them. The Las Ventas, you mention it all the time. There's one restaurant in it. The little Sweet Pea or whatever the hell it is. This is Cara George down here. I never heard a guy. No praise like self-praise. But there's nothing for the people. We have to go all the way down to, you want to make a place like, give us some restaurants across the street. Give us some low-rise buildings with something that we can crock and we can be proud of. Not that you people want to build. That's all I like to say. Let us know what's going on. You are at our development, and you've never, ever mentioned anything about this. I thank you for listening to me.
You're welcome. I will just tell you that we're not doing it the last minute. Tonight is the first time we're hearing about it. It's being proposed to us this evening in our agenda. It's the first time it's coming to us. So it's not that it's the last minute. It's actually the very first information. It's going to be many more meetings about it before it happens. So it's not the last minute. There's now 2 restaurants in Las Ventanas. A new one just opened. And we'd like to see some more restaurants, too. That's what we're trying to do, is get some nightlife and some restaurants in downtown. Okay? I thank you for your input.
My name is David Dennis, 1314 South Seacrest Boulevard in Boynton Beach, and I appreciate you allowing us to come here tonight as Boynton United. I have a letter here. Boynton United humbly requests financial assistance and in-kind assistance for our Hands Around Boynton event. For the past year, Boynton United has held many events in Boynton Beach. Some of these events included Safe City Night 1 and 2, business mentoring meetings, anti-violence pledge events at Odyssey Middle School and Boynton High School, and several anti-violence rallies, including those on Martin Luther King Drive Boulevard, and after the killing on Good Friday, and Southwest 8th after the murder-suicide that affected the Zavala family and our entire community. All of these events were paid for by donations received and in-kind awards and personal financial contributions by David Dennis and Ray Whiteley, among others. It has come to the 1-year anniversary of Boynton United, and we have planned an event that the entire city can be a part of and be proud of. Hands Around Boynton. The event is 100% contained within the CRA district, and we believe it meets all of the guidelines for a CRA-approved event. We have been requesting financial assistance for months, yet have not received any funds. It is our understanding that the CRA has recently funded events with no proven track record. Boynton United has been requesting assistance, yet we have not received funding. This lack of funding may be because we do not know all of the right procedures to follow to achieve the desired results. Our current budget is attached. We have raised $2,500 thus far. Our largest expense by far is the fees that the city is requiring. Our current position as of this evening is that we are requesting $5,000 from the CRA to offset the cost of the city of Boynton Beach's fees that total $3,000.06. Boynton United has worked harmoniously with the citizens of Boynton Beach, the city of Boynton Beach, the Community Redevelopment Agency, the business community, and the Chamber of Commerce. We look forward to maintaining a strong working relationship with the community. Positive results are being felt in the city of Boynton Beach on many levels, and we believe it is because of the community is finally coming together and working as a community. Please allow Boynton United to function as a catalyst for harmony within our community. And we have a budget attached that we have copies for each of you to take a look at. And see, I don't want to go ahead and read everything.
You give it to them, he'll pass it down.
Okay. You know, we're new to this. We don't know all of the procedures of what to do. We're just trying to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Well, let me tell you, if you would contact the executive director of CRA, she can tell you what the requirement or the steps are necessary in order to get funding from the CRA board, and also the city manager as far as funding from the city, what you need to do to go the steps to get that. Okay, there are a procedure to go through to get the funding.
We've met with the 2 individuals, and we still don't have funding. Obviously, we're doing something wrong, or there's another problem, but our event is coming up. It's right on top of us right now, and We don't know what to do right now at this point other than to continue to ask for some
Okay.
funds. We've raised funds, and we're at a point now of, we've got to make some decisions.
Mayor, just for clarification, we did meet. I directed them to give me information to bring to the board, and they didn't give me the information to bring to the board. I told them it had to be approved at the board. So I didn't get anything. I told them they had to give it to me 2 weeks prior to the board meeting.
Does this qualify?
No, this is not 2 weeks prior to a board meeting.
Okay, because we've tried to do everything we had. We've been working with the city, getting all of our numbers together. Things have been fluctuating with them, and
Well, we understand that. A budget is a budget. We understand that.
okay.
But we've also, when I met with you, I told you the board just approved a process as well, an application process.
Yes, you did tell us that after
And
our
I told
last
you it was
meeting.
online.
But we've been asking quite some time before that even was a glimmer in our eyes.
I told you the board has to approve it. I don't approve it.
What? I guess our next step is to meet with her and clarify
meet with
the
her and
process.
clarify that, because we need something prior that we can look at so that we can't, come tonight and say, okay, yeah, we want to give you $5,000. We don't know. We have to have the details. So we have to get it to us. They give it to us before, and we get to look it over, and then we can give you a great, straightforward answer.
All right, very good. When is the next board meeting?
It would
The
be
second
second-
Tuesday
Second Tuesday
of each
of
month.
May.
Second Tuesday of each month. So.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Oh, before you go, I have something I wanted to present. I'm glad you're here this evening. I just want to throw something out for you to consider, because I know you're the big thing about bury the violence in
Yes.
Boynton. I have just a thought to throw at you and see if you guys want to take it and run with it or not. I have a concern that I met with a gentleman. We have youngsters, and maybe not just youngsters, but other people that do something foolish in their life early on, and sometimes it's foolish, sometimes it's serious, and they commit a felony, and they get a felony on their record. And even though they may go in and do the time, and I won't tell you the minute, but one minute I talked that brought this into my mind was a gentleman was arrested for a felony. He put 2 years in jail. While he was there, he studied really hard so that when he got out, he could make something of himself and make something happen. And he has a wife and 2 children, which he's trying to support. When you go out after you get out and try to get employment, even though you've served your time, it's very difficult for anybody to hire you. You can probably get a job cutting grass somewhere, or maybe doing a part-time paint job or something, but no way to really make a career again. And I tried to think about what can we do, because there's a lot of people that fall into that. And what happens if you can't find a way out of that, you go back into crime, you end up back into jail. It's a vicious cycle. And just a thought I had was, if you, as your organization, would like to put together a group of people, and I'm thinking maybe somebody from a city official, maybe a chamber executive, a religious official, a business official, people who are well known in the community and have good standing. And if we put this board together, and these individuals that are in this position would come before this board and let us vet them, let us look at them, ask them questions, see if we figure they're really sincere about turning their life around. And if so, these officials would sign a letter for that individual that they could take to an employer and say, here are the people that are saying that I'm sincere, that I want to make things happen and start a new life. And I just thought that's kind of the thoughts I had up front. So if you want to take something like that and look at it and come back, I'd appreciate it.
That is something very good. Ray, would you like to speak to that?
Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to let us speak, and that's a great idea. In the future, we would love to be able to sit down and talk about this idea and some other ideas with you.
I'll be glad to do that. Just let me know whenever you call me, and I'll be glad to sit down with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
What we have found is that at that age and all the way from a young age, there's a lot of work to do. From a young age all the way up. And we are committed. We are from Boynton Beach. I live right down the street. And it's very near and dear to me what we do. I have a passion for this. And we are glad to work with the city. We're glad to work with the CRA to make a difference. You know, Vivian, she's a great person to work with. Everyone up here that we've worked with in the past, we have appreciated it. And all of the citizens have done a really good job. the police department. I could continue mentioning all names. It's been great, but there is a lot of work to do, and we are up to the task, and we thank you.
You know, you could go to McDonald's and put in an application that says, have you ever been accused of a felony? You write yes, your application goes in the trash.
Yes.
You know, so we need to somehow address that. Maybe we can find a way to help really people who want to turn their life around. Maybe we can give them a hand.
All right. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Charles Galkin, 8th Colonial Club Drive, Boynton Beach, of the Colonial Club, and also Boynton Intercoastal Group. And I want to repeat and re-emphasize what Mr. Lynch said just before concerning the almost bizarre procedure of taking up an item under old business, which turns out to be something of tremendous significance to this city, without communicating at all to the public. I find this incredible. Instead of, the CRA recently held, at least participated in holding a meeting which discussed with the public the desirability of better communication with the public and input from the public. And the first thing that comes up that I see is this completely unexpected proposal outlined in great detail. I haven't even had the time. I just learned about it a couple of hours ago. And there seems to be now this high-rise fixation, a desire to build the Great Wall of Boynton, which many people certainly don't share, this intense need to satisfy the desires of certain developers. And rather than put out the glossy document about glorifying the CRA, it would be much more useful to really communicate. This is a project of tremendous proportions that should have been brought to the attention of the public through the media. I follow more than most people what goes on in the town. I try to be up to date on what goes on. So if I haven't heard about it before, there must be something wrong. And I hope that you will not, at this meeting, take any even procedural action without devoting another meeting later after you have time to get a reaction from the public. There should be no procedure beyond acknowledging receipt of a proposal. Am I right in hoping that you're not going to do that?
I don't believe you are, but I'll discuss it when you're finished.
Excuse me?
I'll address it when you're finished with your comments.
Well, I certainly hope that there will be no action at this meeting on this proposal.
Thank you, Commissioner, Board
Yes.
Member Merker.
Sir,
You want to come back a minute?
with all due respect, myself and two other members of the commission, this is our first CRA meeting. So you're making a declarative statement accusing when I am hearing it for the first time myself. I believe you'll hear tonight the same that I will. A proposal will be put forth, and obviously discussion in the near future, if it's voted to move forward, will happen. So just as you are here, I am here, and my understanding is the gentlemen who present their case will be here for the first time too. So hopefully there'll be a form of harmony between all of us.
Also, I will tell you that first of all, there was public information. This went out publicly that we're going to do an RFP for that property, asking for proposals to come in, what would they would like to see built there. The RFP was put out, and proposals came back. This is one of them. We are hearing it for the first time tonight. It's not that we've hidden it, not wanted to go public. We have not had public hearings yet. They will be scheduled. We will schedule at least 2 public hearings before we vote to approve or disapprove it. Okay, there will be public input on this. So this is it's just coming tonight saying, hey, we got an RFP back. What do you want us to do? We have to direct staff tonight which way to go with it. And then it would come back. It'll go to planning and zoning. They'll have public hearings on it. And then it'll come to the commission twice, and we'll have public hearings on it. So it's nothing we're trying to rush through or push by without the public knowing. You'll have a lot of public input.
Thank you, but I still hear the music that you already are planning to go ahead with this proposal.
I'm very interested in looking at it. I'll tell you that. I just heard the man say he's tired of looking at vacant land downtown there. I agree with him. I'd like to see some shops and restaurants and stuff there. We need to get that land and build that tax base so we can lower the taxes on the residents.
I second that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Chair,
Yes.
the RFP was issued, and there was a 30-day response time. It was a matter of public record for more than 40 days, if I'm not mistaken, before it came back tonight. So it is a matter of public record, has been a matter of public record, and for that amount of time.
Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Jolene Slobodnik, and I live at 760 East Ocean Avenue, Coastal Towers, Boynton Beach. And I'm here on a happy note. I want to know what happened to the Boynton Gala. I went to the Delray Affair, and the Boynton Gala was great, and then all of a sudden it disappeared.
Well, the chamber used to do it, and then the city did it, and it was just financially we couldn't afford to continue it, as I recall.
Alrighty. Well, then also on another happy note, I'm a dog walker, okay? And I lived at Marina Village for 4 years prior to moving across the bridge to Coastal Towers, and they do a fantastic job of cleanup. And Casa Costa, I believe that's it, formerly the Promenade.
Correct.
I walk over there, and the garbage guys of Boynton are my buddies on the beach. And it's wonderful that more people are moving in, but developers, please do not just take the money and run. I don't know who's in charge, but they should take a lesson from Marina Village. I don't know who is responsible for certain stretches of areas there, but I really would, Boynton is wonderful, beautiful. I've been here for 30 years, and I'd like the developers to take some civic responsibility. And who could follow up on that? That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
One quick response to that. Come to the Red Hot Blues Cruise on April 20th. It might be the beginning of the new gala.
My name is Bill Kitts. I live at 3069 Waterside Circle, 33435. I'm a seasonal resident, and I don't like coming up and discussing something because I admire anybody that's willing to sit, but I don't like discussing something after the fact, and that's what I'm doing. I've been watching for the last couple of years about the push for the marina to get people there, et cetera, et cetera. So I've been taking... Yesterday I went 3 times. I keep going down there. I frequent both eating spots fairly regularly. But you go down there and you're ushered into 2 valet parking spots. I don't know what kind of a destination it's going to be. They say there's parking in the garage. There's no signage saying that. In the circle where you can walk out under the nice awnings and go out and have a little sightseeing, there's never any room there to park. If you go when the charter boats are going to go out, you better put your top up because your passengers are going to get sick from the diesel fumes. And we're going to spend all this money to bring people down there to 2 eating establishments that are already busy. I don't see anything wrong with bringing them there if there's somewhere to go when you get there. I know that the owners of the Lady Atlantic and the Lady Delray from Delray have made a few proposals to possibly pick up passengers out there, or even run a water taxi from there down to their cruise boats, but that they never got anywhere with that. So I would really like you to think long and hard. I love Boynton. I'm just completing my 9th winter here after spending 14 in Fort Lauderdale. I love it here. I'm not leaving. I'm on my third home here. I've got a serious investment. I bought it the wrong time twice, so I'm in for the long haul. I got the $300,000 home with the $1.4 million price tag, so I'm certainly in for the long haul. And I'd like us to really think twice about pushing so hard to get all the traffic down at the marina, because there's nowhere to go when you get there, and it's not fair to the little businesses that are struggling just up the street. These ones down there are already busy. Now, that's all on that point. The last couple of points about the high-rises and that, I don't think it's any of us seasonal residents' business what you build. I chaired general government and finance in a small tourist town in northern Ontario for 10 years. And we lost more than our population in jobs in 1995, so we had to balance our budget. So you guys got to do what you've got to do to keep this place beautiful for us to come back to each winter. And if it's a matter of adding a couple of floors on, it's none of our business. You shouldn't have to take the flack you do from seasonal residents. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just say that in that promenade there are over 100 public parking spots in there in the garage. Your point about no signage, we'll look at that. But there is, and no, going into Two Georges, there's free parking as you go in, unless it's all full before you get to the valet, if you get there early enough, I guess, because they do fill up quite quick. I mean, not Two Georges, Banana Boat. As you go into Banana Boat, I know there's free parking there before you get to the valet area. And Two Georges, that looks pretty crowded to me there. I think you're right there. But also, the proposal tonight about building that lot on the Bank of America, in that proposal, there's 430-some public parking spaces being proposed, over 400 and some space. So you're right, but we're looking at the parking in the downtown. Thank you for your input.
Chair?
Yes.
Additionally, there's also public parking at Marina Village as well. Mm-hmm. And so when you add the promenade parking, the Marina Village parking, as well as the on-surface parking at the restaurants, it adds up to close to 400 right now spaces. And the nice thing is our marina is 100% leased and has been now for, Mike, 4 or 5 years? And we're enhancing that marina, and that's another thing that we're going to be addressing as a board to make it a better marina and more user-friendly. And those are things that we're working towards accomplishing.
I think his point is that a lot of those 100 spots, people aren't aware of them in the building there. So maybe we'll have to look at the signage. Good evening. Yes, sir.
Hi. Good evening. Ken Hall, Southeast 3rd Avenue. I may be a little premature with my remarks, but I just want to get an idea. When this discussion and motion comes up, the sale of this 222 property tonight,
yes,
are you going to discuss it and then make a motion and then carry it forward, or perhaps are you going to table it so that more information can be distributed to the people in the community and for some of the new commissioners on the board?
We're going to probably discuss it and give the staff direction on which way we want them to go.
So you're not going to table it for further information. You're going to. So once it gets started, it's probably going to keep on going down the road, I assume. There just seems to be a lot of questions about the property, and I'm not, I'm not the most important.
Well, that's why we put it on the agenda, so we can discuss it.
Excuse me?
That's why it's on the agenda, so we can discuss it.
Well, that's why I'm here to discuss it. So
we ain't there yet.
Pardon?
We're not there yet.
So when the agenda thing comes up, I'll come back.
Very good.
There were no agendas up at the back there, so my apologies for that, and I'll see you a little bit later.
Very good.
We got a date.
Hi, my name is Audrey Dansgerger. I live at 331 Northwest 1st Avenue. And this is my very first CRA meeting.
Good evening.
And good evening. And I do want to praise a few of you. Mayor Hay, I think you've done a great job. I've really been pleased coming to meetings and hearing you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mayor Jerry Taylor, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you've been a mayor for several years in the past. I don't know much about you. I hesitate to trust you. Unfortunately, I've got a lot to learn about you. But so far, I'm impressed at what you've been doing. And it's Michael. Congratulations. I think you're going to make a great commissioner. How is it that the three of you, who are city commissioners, are now in charge of the CRA?
The CRA is made up of the City Commission plus 2 other residents.
Oh, that's
Of
interesting.
7. That's the way it's designed right now.
Okay, all right, I understand. All right, I have an inactive broker's real estate license. I've been in real estate since 1980, but since an accident occurred when I bought the house here, I've been keeping it inactive. You show real estate property all the time. Are you allowed to do that? Are you a real estate agent? Is that legal for a mayor to show property? I really don't know. I always thought you had to have a real estate
What do you
license.
mean show?
What do you mean by show property?
Well, you take people out and show them the property and talk to builders about building on the property.
I let them know where in the city we have available land that can be developed.
But from
That's all I do.
But from other meetings, I've heard you talk about taking them and showing them property.
I have when I've tried to interest developers to come into the city of Boynton, they say, well, what's there? And I've had, well, come meet me, we'll have a cup of coffee. I've taken my car and go around and see, there's that open lot there, there's the one down across from Hurricane Alley, there's the one on Federal. I take them around the city, try and show them where properties are that could be developed.
Is it considered legal, though?
That information
Without
is,
a real estate license?
that information is public information.
Yes, I know. but-
Where the availability is.
Mayor,
of properties.
would you like me to respond to that?
Please.
Yes, ma'am, it is legal. The CRA owns property. The CRA owns property.
Oh, so
any
he's showing the CRA property.
Any property owner can show their property without the assistance of a broker.
Okay.
No disrespect to brokers.
All right,
but
no, I was just
a property owner
curious.
is free to deal directly with their own property.
Okay,
The
because
mayor
I
represents
overheard
the chair
him
of this board.
talk about selling all this property and working with builders and all this stuff, and I was wondering, how as a mayor is that considered legal? Because he
That's
doesn't.
that's called promotion.
Okay. Yes, I know. Thank you.
Commissioner Merker?
Yes, one
Board
more
member.
thing, ma'am. Excuse me. One of the purposes of being a city commissioner or a mayor is to enhance the ratables that potentially can come in. So we want to hear what a developer or any business has to say. It's a learning process for us also.
Yeah, but shouldn't you be handing it down to a commercial agent?
We're not selling.
Excuse me.
You're
I'm
selling.
not saying anything. I'm just
We're
trying to
not
promote
selling.
the city.
I'm in the field also,
Okay.
not real estate.
All right.
But if we are here to show and learn, as far as the selling factor, we have the CRA, we have the commission, and of course you, hopefully, if something comes up and you have input, especially because of your knowledge, we want to hear it. So
Well, I
again,
keep my license inactive.
well, I'm not just talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about realtors.
I'm representing the other realtors. I was just trying to
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
where it's legal and where it isn't legal. That's all.
We're public. Let's put it this way. We're public. So anybody here who hears what we have to say, I'm sure can go to the
But
reporter up
sometimes I
there.
know there's a borderline as to what
Yeah,
is
thank
legal
you.
and what isn't.
Thank you.
We're pretty
Board member
far.
Kara George?
We're
Yes.
far from that line, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, and,
All right.
and also, ma'am, we, what was it, in either January or February, we had a familiarization tour that we did for commercial realtors to
I remember
make
that.
them aware of what we have in our district.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
We have also done that with featuring a familiarization tour for restaurant editors, featuring our restaurants and bars.
That's
We are
wonderful.
marketing our CRA every day. And what we are trying to do is, as we have done over the last year and a half, is create jobs and bring business into our city. All you have to do is take a look at Sunshine Square, and you can see the new businesses that have come in over the last 4 months into our CRA district. We are adding businesses every month into our CRA and creating more jobs. As our business properties get filled and the storefronts get filled, the tax value goes up. When you have a tax value that goes up on the commercial and retail, you don't have to turn around and raise it on a homeowner. And that's what we try and work for, is to bring up that commercial, industrial, and retail space. And we work with realtors, and we work with others, and we encourage them to work with us. And we have been meeting, our staff has been meeting with developers, have been meeting with business owners to continue the success that we've had, and we're optimistic that that success will continue.
Great.
And I encourage you to tell all your realtor friends and everybody else, and we have other realtors here tonight, that we are open for business. We work very well together. Our city CRA and chamber work very well. We work with the Realtors Association. We make everybody aware of what we have. Any board member can take anybody and show them the property, but what we do is we then direct them to staff. Okay? If there's an interest there, then we direct them to staff. And we have a wonderful, capable staff. Thank you.
I was just curious. That was all. It was something that always bothered me legally. I also heard somebody talk about the gala. I am definitely back for the gala. I've done a lot of volunteer work in the gala when I first moved here. It was a lot of fun. The last time I think what really hurt it was when they had that lion cage exhibit. I didn't think that was necessary, and it looked like it cost a lot of money. I think the gala should be put back the way it originally was, and I'd like to attend this event that's going to be happening on the 20th.
Great.
Okay.
Are you aware of the Casa Costa Realtor event they're having all the realtors in?
Now, keep in mind, I have an inactive broker's real estate license.
Okay, I just want to know. You
activated it.
seem to be interested, so I want to let you know about that. They're invite all the realtors there to tell them about their thing. I think they're going to have a big party and take you to the beach and stuff, and they want to get all the realtors are invited to that. So
I'm president of the Boynton Beach Garden Club. I'm on the trust of the Historical Society, the Historical Board, and I also attended the Preservation Board last night. There was something that was brought to my attention about where the bank was torn down on the corner of Ocean and Federal.
Yeah, we're discussing that a little bit later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else wish to address the board on items not at this time?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Evening.
My name is Jim Knight, 10 Southeast First Avenue. Just wanted to clarify, I think one of the pieces that they're missing in this whole conversation about showing real estate, if you're compensated, actually I should be addressing the board, I'm sorry. If you're compensated for doing that, that would be an illegal act. You're not taking compensation by going out there and showing it and so forth. And I have had the pleasure, I am a commercial real estate broker, I have had the pleasure of working with the mayor and a few of the members up here, Mr. Hay and so forth. And if you look back in time a little bit to the south end of town, we used to have a strip club down there, Platinum Gold, I believe was the name of that one. There was a rehab center. There was a very tired shopping center. And there was a lot of outcry and everything at that time about that redevelopment. People were concerned the world's going to come to an end if that development happened there. And actually, I hear good things from everybody about it's the Walmart facility that's down there, and very good things. And so I think a lot of it is people are concerned about what's out there before it really happens. And again, this is the first time this is coming up here tonight. But I just want to clarify on the brokerage thing. It's the compensation. Anybody can show a piece of real estate. It doesn't matter whether you're a real estate agent or not. It's if you're compensated for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one else, we'll close the public hearing and move to the old business. Item A, anybody need to discuss item A? Update on the 2013 International Kinetic Art Exhibit Symposium.
Board members, I just wanted to let you know that the CRA did sponsor this event. This is a city event, first year, and there's a short video that they're going to do. We sponsored the event for $31,000. This is going to be a signature, talking about gala, a lot of people talk about gala, but this is actually going to be a signature event for the city, and hopefully Buck's event will become a signature event as well. Just like other cities that will remain nameless, we are on the path of creating signature events as well. This event is like no other event in the United States of America. It's totally unique to Boynton. And whether you like art or not, that's not the issue. It is unique, and it does attract people here. We talked to several business owners who said the kind of people that came for this event were different than what normally comes. They were people that spent money, ate at the restaurants. So we did think we got bang for our buck and helped our new brand image breathe into Boynton, trying to get the word out that the city is on a new path. So Debbie Coles-DeBay, the arts administrator, public arts administrator, is going to talk a little bit more about this event.
Yes, hi, Debbie Coles, DeBay, Public Art Administrator. Thank you, Vivian. Couldn't have said it any better. It's definitely a unique event. And I'd like to just show you a 3-minute short video that kind of summarizes everything, okay?
And unconnected.